Well, do you know about the whole Elon Musk situation? His argument about the Matrix?
No. Is it recent?
No, it's been here for years.
No.
Okay, let me explain it, yeah? I'll try to explain it as much as I can because I'm trying to remember the details as well.
Mm-hmm.
But Elon Musk is essentially saying, if you look back in history, humans have been around for thousands and thousands and thousands of years, correct?
Correct.
That's a fact,
Yes.
based on the facts that we know, okay?
Yeah. Factual.
And if you look at the game Pong, do you know the game Pong?
Like the table tennis.
Yes. So
Okay.
there are two sort of vertical plates that go up and down on both sides of the screen, and then there's a ball that bounces from one end to the other. And the aim of the game is to make sure that the ball goes past the other plate, right? And not
Hold
your
on.
own plate.
Yeah.
So that's the aim of the game Pong. Now that game's been, Elon Musk said, around 30 to 40 years ago.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Fast forward 30 to 40 years, what do we have now? We have Call of Duty. We have AR and VR games, right? We have multiplayers. We have servers, right? We have so many people connected all over the world to play the same game, to be in the same virtual world.
Yes.
Fact or no fact?
Fact.
Fact, right?
I agree. Yes.
So in the span of 30 to 40 years, technology has advanced that much from a game of Pong, which is
Yes.
2D, to a game of 3D and even AR and VR now.
Yes.
30 years. So if you think about it, if you compare the 30 or 40 years to the span of humankind, which is thousands and thousands of years ago, the technological advancement rate is going to be exponential.
Yes.
Yes or no?
It could be. It
Yeah.
could be.
But it's shown in 30 years, it's exponential, right? And if you assume the same rate of advancement, then it's going to be crazy, right?
It could be.
Yeah,
Yes.
it could be. It's not a fact.
It's not a
It
fact,
could
no.
be. So maybe in just a few hundred years, we will live in this simulated world that we just don't know if it's reality or not. It could be.
Yes. It could be,
Assuming the same rate of growth of technology advancement.
Yes. Yes.
So Elon's question is, what is stopping humankind from already having achieved that in the past? Thousands and thousands of years ago. And now we think we're humans. We're living in this simulated world that actual humans have already achieved and have already implemented into their own world thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago.
Yes.
We are essentially living in a non-reality. Your laptop, your microphone, your wife, your imaginary beliefs on ghosts.
Yes.
Those are all things that probably a kid at the moment is playing. Right?
Yes. We could be a character. You're saying we could be in a game,
Yeah.
in a non-reality.
We don't know that because technology advancement is that fast and that exponential. Why does it have to happen now? In reality, why couldn't this technology advancement happen thousands of years ago, right? And then someone's question or someone's comeback to that might be, well, it's because we were cavemen back then.
Yeah.
But that's the story that humans back then tell us to think now. Does that make sense? We've been built in this world where we think that human advancement is only for thousands of years ago only. And back then we were cavemen.
Yes.
But actually, in reality,
that's
we might be cavemen just 1,000 years ago. You get where I'm coming from? So in reality, you start to question reality now, right?
that's a big assumption.
What do you mean a big assumption?
You said cavemen. We were cavemen thousands of years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But you were saying, what if it's just a fact that was fed to us?
It's a story.
Make us think.
It's a story.
Yeah. What if it's a story that was fed to us? And that's a big assumption.
Why? Why is it a big assumption?
If it's not a story,
Yeah.
if we were actual cavemen thousands of years ago,
Yeah.
then there are many reasons why technology did not advance, such as language. I don't think people communicate very effectively as
Yeah,
cavemen.
okay. I mean, obviously, like, you know, if you're a caveman, you're not going to start using 5G, right? So I understand that.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
what
yeah.
I'm saying is, you can start using 5G maybe in the imperial age, right? Because
Okay.
technology advancement was picking up back then, or the industrial revolution or whatever, right? Essentially, the point is, technology advancement could have happened much earlier than now. And then the reality that was built for us makes us think that technology advancement is now, whereas it actually happened in the past. Does that make sense? It doesn't have to happen in the caveman age. I understand.
No. Yeah.
So that got me thinking, is there an afterlife? I don't think there's an afterlife in that sense, but if this really is a plausible theory, then it might just be we're a dead character. Or we might be actual humans living in an unrealistic world, but then we just start a new game.
A simulated.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Matrix, isn't it? You plug yourself into a new world, you play the game, you live that world, and then you go out into the actual real world, and then you might want to end up in a different world.
I see.
That is so scary to think about.
You're saying this is just a character, and we are a character, right? And you're saying in the real world, people want to forget about their world, and they want to plug in this Earth virtual world.
Yeah. In year 2020, with the coming of 5G, with the coming of automated cars, with the internet, that's the setting that they've chosen, and they're living in it. But then what can happen is, after I die, I might want to live a Game of Thrones Westeros world where there are dragons.
They just plug out, pick a different game, plug in.
And then all the consciousness will change until they die in that world.
It could be a theory. It could be a scenario. Yes. And it's a scary scenario.
It's scary. It's actually scary. So when we're talking about all of these ghosts and all the stories about religions and stuff, I was thinking, like, they can all be made up. And I really think, I think religion they're just really sophisticated stories built up over the years, right?
Yes.
And they've been built up in this world that we live in. But some dude in some other world will have their own religion. Like in Game of Thrones, you have like the 7 gods or whatever, right?
Yeah.
You get where I'm coming from?
Yeah. It is a scary theory. It could be true, but I think it's highly unlikely.
Well, that's because you're programmed to think it's highly unlikely, Long.
Yes. I'm the security nodes in this system to stop bad actors from destroying the Matrix.
And the thing is, like, if there are actual ghosts, right, it might be this kid who's playing the game and thinking, okay, or this programmer or whatever, it depends on how the game is set up.
to roam around.
Let's just insert a ghost here for fun, so that there are these narratives and stories around the world.
Yes.
Or it's just the rule of the game that every now and then there will be a ghost sighting or an alien sighting. Or it's just that the rules of the game is that there are no ghosts, but there are certain humans who, when they grow up, their mentality is affected and they start imagining things. Right? There's so many ways to think about it, right? So
it could happen like that. But I think highly unlikely. I'm very strongly programmed to, because my main reason is language and war. We achieved this technology advancement because of collaboration, because of mutual agreement of things, of countries, borders. But back then we were like, no, this is my food. We fight. There's no collaboration. We achieved this state because of international collaboration.
What's stopping the fact that collaboration had already been achieved much earlier? But then once you're in this new world, it's a completely new story and different timeline, and that you're just thinking that collaboration only happened a few decades ago.
And that's a big assumption. Again, that programming assumption. I acknowledge if that programming assumption is true, then but that is a big assumption of programming assumption.
Anyway, okay, so that's what I wanted to raise regarding the afterlife and ghosts.